The little house was quiet and still, tucked away under a blanket of sleepy, dark blue sky. Inside, curled up in a perfect, fluffy circle on her favorite soft cushion, was a small cat named Luna. Her fur was the color of midnight, so black it seemed to drink in the shadows around her. But on her chest was a patch of white, like a tiny splash of spilled milk from the moon. Everything was silent, except for the gentle, rhythmic tick-tock of the old grandfather clock in the hallway, a sound as comforting as a soft purr. Luna was deep in a dream about chasing sunbeams across a warm wooden floor, her paws padding silently in her sleep. Suddenly, something shifted. It wasn't a loud noise that woke her, but a gentle, silvery touch. A single, bright moonbeam had found its way through a gap in the curtains, stretching like a long, shining finger across the room. It landed right on Luna's closed eyelids, painting them with a soft, ethereal glow. Her tiny pink nose twitched once, then twice. Her whiskers trembled as if sensing a secret in the air. The moonbeam felt different from a sunbeam. It was cool and quiet, humming with a kind of magic that called only to nighttime wanderers. Luna's eyes, the color of bright new spring leaves, slowly fluttered open. The light seemed to pull at her, a silent string leading from her cozy cushion all the way to the window. Luna pushed her nose against the little plastic door of the cat flap, and with a soft swish, she was outside. The night air greeted her, cool and fresh against her whiskers, carrying the sweet, earthy scent of damp soil and sleeping flowers. The familiar garden was completely transformed, a magical world painted in shades of silver and deep, velvety shadow. The full moon hung high like a giant glowing pearl, casting its gentle light over everything. Rose leaves looked like polished silver and white pebbles gleamed like scattered starlight. She stepped forward, her paws sinking into soft, dew-kissed grass, each cool blade making her feel awake and alive. The vibrant red of poppies had become a deep mystery, and sunflowers stood like silent guardians, their heavy heads bowed in sleep. She saw the old bench, the bird bath, the little gnome statue, familiar, yet newly enchanted under the moon's steady gaze. Luna walked slowly, tail swaying with curiosity, following the winding stone path that felt like a secret road through an undiscovered country. The moonlight made long, dancing shadows that played hide-and-seek with her, a silent, gentle game that made her feel brave and in charge of this quiet silver world. As Luna continued her quiet exploration, she noticed the night was not silent at all. It was filled with a symphony of soft, gentle sounds that you could only hear if you listened very, very carefully. She heard the gentle rustle of leaves as a cool breeze whispered through the big oak tree, a sound like soft sighs telling ancient stories of wind and stars. Near the lavender, a faint chirp, 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 the rhythmic song of a cricket, hiding in the tall grass, played a steady, calming lullaby. It became a game of sound and seek that filled her with peaceful focus. The cricket's song was joined by the soft whoosh of a moth's wings, its delicate, dusty wings barely making a sound. Luna felt a warm calm settle over her. She sat on the cool stone path, wrapped her tail around her paws, and simply listened. She heard the distant, lonely hoot of an owl, strangely comforting, a call that echoed the vastness of the night sky. She noticed the tiny scuttling of a beetle on its own important nighttime journey, and felt connected to everything around her. Any last uncertainty vanished. Her little heart slowed to a calm, steady rhythm, matching the peaceful pulse of the garden under the watchful silvery eye of the moon. Drawn by the distant echoing hoot, Luna felt a pull toward the ancient oak at the far end of the garden. Its branches were thick and gnarled, reaching up like strong sleeping arms. As she got closer, two huge, luminous yellow eyes stared down from a lower branch. For a tiny moment, Luna froze, her fur prickling. Then she saw there was no menace in those eyes, only wide, curious wisdom. They belonged to a large brown owl, feathers gently ruffled by the night breeze. The owl blinked slowly, then gave a soft, gentle hoot, a quiet greeting. Luna, brave again, replied with a tiny, questioning meow. The two creatures, one of the day, one of the night, shared a silent understanding, guardian and respectful visitor. Luna watched in awe, noticing the owl's browns and whites blending into the oak, a master of shadows and silver light. It seemed to tell her the night meant watchfulness and quiet wisdom, not fear, as its head turned in a movement so smooth it felt like magic. With massive, silent wings, the owl soared across the moonlit sky and disappeared. Meeting the owl felt like meeting a wise old friend. Feeling braver than ever, Luna continued toward the gentle, trickling stream that bordered the garden. Near the damp, mossy bank, a soft twinkling shimmered in the air, not just dewdrops. They were moving, tiny, golden-green sparks blinking on and off as they drifted lazily above the reeds. It was a whole cloud of fireflies, a swirling magical galaxy of living light. Luna stopped, eyes wide with pure delight. She let out a soft, happy chirp and pounced gently. The firefly blinked and danced away, inviting her to play. Forgetting her usual composure, Luna chased the little lights, batting at them with gentle paws. They didn't seem scared at all. Some even settled on her fur before lifting away, as if welcoming her into their celebration. The twinkling lights made her feel as if she were floating in a dream. Cool night air, soft moss, and an enchanting dance all around. It was a perfect moment of happiness, one she knew she would treasure forever in her little cat heart. As the fireflies' dance slowed, the tiny lights drifted back into the reeds. Luna sat quietly by the stream and looked at her reflection in the dark, shimmering water, her wide green eyes staring back. She saw something new there, a quiet confidence, a spark of bravery. Luna, a small house cat who loved warm cushions and sunny spots, had explored the mysterious night garden all by herself. She had walked through silvery shadows and listened to the secret whispers of the wind. She thought about the wise owl and the joyful fireflies, and the gentle creatures of the night who welcomed her. She realized the night was not something to fear. It was a quieter, cooler day, filled with a subtler kind of beauty. It had its own sounds, its own creatures, and its own special magic. The moon, her silent guide, was as kind as the sun. A deep sense of peace settled over her. The courage she felt was a quiet, steady strength born of curiosity and wonder. She had been called by the moonbeam and had been brave enough to answer, discovering a bigger, more wonderful world right outside her door. With a final fond look at the moonlit garden, Luna turned and padded toward the house. She walked with a new, quiet confidence, her tail held high. She passed the silvery rose bushes and the sparkling dewdrops on the hosta leaves, and she smiled a small, secret cat smile. The cricket still chirped its gentle lullaby, a soft farewell from the peaceful garden. She reached the cat flap, a small dark square in the sleeping house, and with another soft swish, she was back inside. Warm, familiar air embraced her. The grandfather clock continued its steady tick-tock, now sounding like a welcome home song. The moonbeam was still there, a silvery pathway that had guided her out, now guiding her safely back to rest. Luna hopped onto her favorite cushion and curled into a perfect, fluffy circle. her fur still carrying the faint, cool scent of night and damp earth. She closed her eyes as images of her adventure drifted by. The wise owl's eyes, the fireflies' dance, the moon's silvery glow, and a deep, rumbling purr filled her chest. Her little adventure was over, but its magic stayed with her. Tonight, she dreamed of dancing with 1,000 tiny stars, soaring on silent wings under a giant, friendly moon, her brave little heart full of the night's secret magic.